from not relate to the non-relating itself together constantly with everything. You don't have any other duty, only to liberate and release for the samsara, only that. Solely to come to an end for the samsara, come to the total cessation for the samsara. Other responsibilities, only the form to pay back your karma, your past karma, and we have paid a lot. Almost pay up all my debt of karma. Now it's only need to come to the total cessation to liberate, release for one another, not just to oneself, liberate for one another, not to end for oneself, but for one another. So everything is together with everything constantly, on and on. You feel that you are getting a little bit mindless or enjoy anything too much. So remind yourself with the sentence from the mind itself, from not grasping the not grasping itself, cut the cutting itself. So if you dissolve all your mindlessness, your enjoyment with anything, on those will make you circulate, cycle on and on. But once you use the sentence, something that is not related to either mind or not mind, that is how you cut. Cut for others. If you feel that you are loosen up, too loose with anything, so remind yourself with the sentence from not grasping the non-grasping itself, that it will dissolve both the intensity and the loosen. If you don't feel any extreme in your condition, it isn't about might or not might. Use this sentence to dissolve it, to dissolve that state. Every sentence is necessary for the samsara. Have to use any sentence. Some sentence will dissolve your enjoyment, you feeling relaxed or loosened. Other sentence will help dissolve the intensity or the extreme. Both. If you feel too enjoyed or mindless, use everything from the mind itself. From the mind itself, from not grasping the non-grasping itself, from not attached, the non-attachment itself together with everything. These sentences can dissolve both extremes, the tense and the loosened. Everything is from not grasping, the non-grasping itself, it will dissolve both extremes. It isn't about might or not might. That is how you have the great compassion and bless the samsara without worrying if you are liberated or not. Don't have to worry about oneself being liberated or not. It isn't about might or not might with everything. It isn't about either might or not might. That is how you stop worrying about being liberated or being released or not, or if you let go enough or not. It isn't about might or not might with everything. It will be beyond being comfortable or uncomfortable. It will be more than being comfortable or uncomfortable. Something that isn't about might or not might together with everything. And that's how it becomes Mahakaruna or great compassion essence that purifies the samsara through emptiness on and on continuously. Don't worry about being liberated or how you are liberated or how your mind is. It isn't about might or not might. It will end the worries for you. Don't have to worry about being bound or being free or how your mind is. It isn't about either might or not might. That will end on the worries, so you don't have to wait and try to be free or bound to anything. It will end on the worries about you, end on the attempt of you trying to achieve nirvana. It isn't about might or not might. It is for extinguish and empty the samsara. It's more than just release the samsara. Any sentence you can use. If you cannot use any sentence, tell me, I will take it back. None of the sentence I have given you, none of them doesn't work. It works, every one of them works. Every one of them is from the great compassion. In the future, you don't have to worry about how you're going to cut off from anything. It isn't about might or not might, together with everything. In that way, you won't be worried about cutting off from anything, because that sentence cuts everything for you. It's already might without a trace. It isn't about might or not might. That is, it is a true might without a trace, without you feeling that you might. It isn't about might or not might. It is a true might. Might that isn't might. The true emptiness isn't emptiness. Just assume up the words and language that we assume up to communicate with each other. Something that isn't related to mind or not mind continuously. From cut for yourself, it becomes cut for the samsara, end for the samsara. You can use all of those sentences. Everything is from not relate to the not relating itself. Use any of the sentences. Do it together with everything constantly. Recite it in your head or in your mind. It isn't about might or not might. Just recite it in your head, remind it in your mind. It will help cut. Keep on might. Only might. It isn't about might or not might. Everything constantly. Have the strength in blessing. Do it with force. For someone who has been blessing the samsara until they become the essence of the blessing in themselves, they won't do anything else. They only bless all the time. They have no delusion in living in their body or mind that assume up. They only bless all the time. This body and mind only assume up as an ambassador for blessing. They are medium to end for the samsara that we can use to help facilitate the ending for the samsara. Who assume up the body and mind just for the living, that is suffering since the start. It's only when you become born according to your karma That is when you didn't choose. Mahasunyata Nibbana and the samsara become one, on and on. The blessers, the one who bless all the time, didn't assume up the body or mind or any form to become obsessed with the living. Everything is anatta. How can you be obsessed with anything that has no self? That is anatta. Only the delusion that make you become obsessed with living. Keep on. Remind yourself, it isn't about might or not might. That way it will help release for the samsara. Otherwise, you always fixate on your body, your mind, and it's always suffer and useless. It's useless for everyone. If you are still and maintain with your mind, try to keep anything. Everything is anatta. So it's gonna become useless. There is no real self. It's only your delusive attachment that make you try to hold on to something from time to time. You only hold on because you have the delusive attachment. There is no true self. It's only in your imagination, your delusion. You are deluded from time to time, trying to attach to your mind, your body, or to anything that is the temporarily delusive attachment that make you become attached to anything. So remind yourself constantly, it isn't about might or not might. It will help dissolve any attachment or fixation you have to anything. It isn't about might. Is it gonna become might? Is it totally might? It is an absolute might because it isn't about might. It is a true might. It's something that isn't about might. Remind yourself constantly so you become a true might. It isn't about your mind, your thought, the knowing, the seeing. If you remind yourself, a true might doesn't have anything to do with your seeing, your knowing, your mind, or your body. If it isn't about might, it won't be about your mind either. And that is a total cessation to extinguish and empty for everything. If you don't mind, you will you will have a fight, a conflict. First of all is to have conflict within yourself, with yourself, with your mind. What should I do? Should I go or should I stay? What should I do? That is the first conflict you have, it's with yourself. Argue with each other, fight over within yourself. If you don't truly mind, if you're not careful about mind, argue with each other within yourself, with your mind, this or that. It isn't about mind. That is a true mind. It isn't about either mind or not mind. That is a true mind. Do it fully. Something that isn't about mind, that it will become mind without a trace. This is a good medicine. But if you don't take the right dose, it will be more than enough or less, too little or too much. Only just listen to what Luang Po said to us. He is adjusting for us. If we are too serious, he will use other lines or other sentences that soften that seriousness. The sentence is not related to the not relating itself. You can use it all the time to dissolve internally and externally everything. Don't pay attention to your knowing, if you know or not know it. Just enlighten for one another through mind, the mind itself. Don't worry about if you know or not know anything. Make a conclusion of enlightenment and help the samsara, bless the samsara. It's not related to the non-relating itself. That's the essence of enlightenment. Use it for the samsara. The mind itself together with everything. Don't have to worry about understand it or not. Make a conclusion of enlightenment right there and then. Mind the mind itself fully. not grasping. The non-grasping itself with everything. You can use all of the sentences. Mind, the mind itself. It isn't about mind or not mind. You can use any of these sentences. All of them work. Every sentence works. You listen to me, you don't need to try to understand. You just keep listening. It will cut for you. Release and liberate through listening. Don't need to understand anything. If you try to understand, you're not gonna relax. You're not release. So there's a lot in the samsara. Plenty for you to bless. It's not gonna come to an end soon. You have to keep on giving them the ending. Help facilitate the ending for them. Samsara never rest, so we cannot rest. Just keep on growing and growing, continue the samsara. If you feel relaxed and taking a rest, you're gonna get into a trouble. You think that you lie down and you're gonna be okay, but the samsara will cover you up, will eat you up. It's on the feeling from the samsara will cover you. It's just to take a nap, but you won't feel relief from that sleep. Because you still be bothered by the feelings, by the heaviness of the samsara.